There exists an unseen law that meticulously governs this life, a decree so absolute that no one, not a single soul, can successfully defy it. This law operates in silence, without the need for physical enforcement or immediate visible retribution. Yet there exists an unseen law that meticulously governs this life, a decree so absolute that no one, not a single soul, can successfully defy it. This law operates in silence, without the need for physical enforcement or immediate visible retribution, yet its action is as precise and predictable as the rising and setting of the sun. It is the principle of cosmic reciprocity, a fundamental mechanism of the universe, ensuring that every action, whether motivated by malice, kindness, indifference, or love, creates a corresponding energetic wave that must, eventually, return to its source. The act of inflicting harm upon another, even in the deepest secrecy, is not merely a transient event. It is an energetic signature, indelibly etched into the fabric of reality. The perpetrators of injury, those who cause pain without cause, might harbor the mistaken belief that their words have vanished into thin air, that their deeds are now irrelevant history, or that their actions have been successfully filed away and forgotten. This is a profound misconception. Nothing is truly forgotten in the cosmic balance. Everything possesses an incalculable, indelible record, a spiritual accounting that cannot be erased or dismissed. When a person walks down a path paved with intentional suffering toward another, they are at that very moment sowing seeds for their own future. The seeds may not germinate instantly, the harvest might not be immediate, but the crop will surely come. The universe works with a patience that transcends human comprehension, waiting for the perfect confluence of time and circumstance to deliver the return. This principle is not a random coincidence. It is a meticulously crafted system of divine and natural justice operating seamlessly, ensuring equilibrium. The very moment a malicious thought is conceived or a harmful act is executed, it is akin to an arrow dipped in fire shot into the sky. Its trajectory is set, and while it may travel far and high, propelled by the temporary illusion of escape, it is governed by an unwavering law. It must return to the one who released it. This is not simply a philosophical concept. It is an active, running law that cannot be paused, ignored, or circumvented by anyone, regardless of their status or power. The invisible wounds inflicted upon one's soul, a carefully administered betrayal, a casual dismissal of suffering, or a calculated campaign of destruction, reverberate through the perpetrator's life in ways they often least expect. The pain is returned not necessarily in the identical form, but with the same undeniable intensity, hitting the most vulnerable aspects of their existence. It might not manifest today or tomorrow, but its arrival is inevitable and devastatingly certain. Every unchecked injustice, every tear unjustly shed, becomes the foundation stone for the aggressor's future suffering. Those who actively seek to wound and diminish others are often unknowingly constructing a spiritual home for their own misery. Every act of contempt, every moment of causing deep distress for another living being is, in essence, an act of self-immolation, a fire they will eventually have to walk through. There is no entity, no force capable of insulating them from this cosmic debt. No wealth, no influence, and no religious ceremony can absolve them of the inevitable return. The true punishment often begins internally, an insidious corrosion of the spirit long before any external consequence appears. Restlessness and anxiety are the invisible jailers, the subtle, constant internal retribution that begins the moment the transgression is committed. Not all punishment is visible suffering. Sometimes the penalty is a pervasive, unshakable sense of unease, a hollowness that no material success can fill. Someone might achieve extraordinary external success, yet still feel a profound aching incompleteness, as if their very happiness is fractured and unreal. This is the shadow of their past actions, a spiritual tax that ensures they can never truly enjoy the light they have attained. A perpetual sense of lack becomes an integrated element of their life. They are eternally barred from genuine, unadulterated contentment because, in a quiet corner of their heart, they know the truth of the pain they have caused. They will attempt to soothe this inner turmoil with fleeting worldly pleasures, desperately trying to distract themselves, but nothing can truly quiet the persistent echo of their own doing. Their inner peace they crave becomes perpetually unattainable. The universe will not be cheated, and the scale of the debt is always precise. This pervasive law of cosmic return ensures that those who sow seeds of injustice will never know true, deep, lasting peace. Their lives can be outwardly serene, yet inwardly tumultuous, forever haunted by the spiritual reckoning that awaits.
Remember, this profound invisible law is always working. To fully understand and appreciate the workings of this majestic justice, we invite you to subscribe to the RS Spiritual Vibes YouTube channel and share your thoughts in the comments below. But the principles of cosmic law guide your every interaction. The power of this reality is not in revenge, but in the unwavering certainty that the universe will always balance the books, and those who have betrayed trust and caused deliberate suffering will find that the very ground they stand on begins to shift and crack. The day of their reckoning is not a matter of if, but when, and its arrival will be perfectly timed and devastatingly tailored to their unique vulnerabilities.
The meticulous architecture of the universe's justice system dictates that the boomerang effect of negative actions is not merely a theoretical consequence, but a guaranteed eventuality, often manifesting with an uncanny precision that strikes at the core of the perpetrator's security and deepest attachments. It is the terrifying truth for the aggressor. The very things they hold dearest, their reputation, their relationships, their stability, or their health, become the conduits through which the justice they have long deferred is finally delivered. The universe does not operate on chance. There are no accidents in the final ledger of consequence. The betrayer who destroys the trust of those who depend on them, the one who manipulates innocence for personal gain, will in turn be surrounded by a world where they are perpetually mistrusted, where the loyalty they crave is an illusion, and where the promises made to them are as fragile as glass. Furthermore, the pain they caused will be recycled and directed back by those they least suspect. The kindness and compassion they denied others will be denied to them by a seemingly random yet perfectly chosen individual, and those they intentionally hurt will find solace and aid from the very people who will, one day, inflict a comparable or even greater wound upon the aggressor. This is the bitter poetic irony of cosmic justice. The universe is a perfect echo chamber. Those who lived by inflicting suffering will inevitably meet someone who is, either consciously or unconsciously, destined to be the agent of their own pain, delivering it in a manner that mirrors the original injury, or, worse, striking where they are most defenseless. It is an intricate, non-random process that ensures the karmic debt is repaid. The aggressor might find that the objects of their most intense desire, the money they coveted, the status they usurped, the lover they stole, become the source of their deepest regret and their ultimate undoing. The very victories they celebrated will, over time, turn into spiritual chains. The universe is not hasty. It ensures that the loss delivered to the wrongdoer is a perfectly customized form of deprivation. The loss they experience will not necessarily be an exact replica of the pain they caused, but it will manifest as the loss of what they value the most, what they are most terrified of losing. Perhaps it will be the loss of their most beloved child's respect, the collapse of their seemingly impregnable financial empire, or a health crisis that perfectly encapsulates the fragility of the life they once treated with such ruthless disregard. Those with a keen spiritual awareness, those who are connected to the subtle flow of life's energy, will immediately recognize the pattern. The suffering the aggressor experiences is not misfortune, but a direct, inarguable consequence of their own past actions. They are witnessing the boomerang of karma making its inevitable landing. The system is self-operating. It demands no intervention from the victim, no plea for vengeance. The victim's role is simply to step aside and allow the universal mechanism to perform its function. The cosmic scale requires no heavy hand, no loud pronouncements. It simply adjusts the balance. The justice is silent, profound, and impeccably timed. The aggressor may attempt to ignore the mounting pressure, hoping for a direct, immediate, and ultimately escapable form of punishment. They might think that the reckoning is not instant, that they have somehow evaded the system, believing that their cunning or their power has inoculated them against consequence. They mistakenly rationalize that the absence of visible, human-enforced justice equals complete freedom. This is a fatal misjudgment. The very tranquility they enjoy is merely a postponement, not an acquittal. They might believe that the darkness they cast upon others is now just a distant memory, but they fail to grasp that the light of truth always prevails. The cosmic law has an internal clock, an appointed hour, and when that time arrives, the accumulated weight of their actions will descend with crushing force, not in a manner they can predict, but in a way that is utterly inescapable. The aggressor is their own worst enemy and the meticulous architect of their ultimate fate. The lesson for those who have been wronged is simple. Hold your peace, maintain your integrity, and trust the process. The universe has a perfect memory, a precise schedule, and an unwavering commitment to equilibrium. The suffering inflicted will return to its source,
not through human vengeance, but through the silent, undeniable, and sovereign rule of the unseen law. This principle is an affirmation that no injustice is ever truly ignored, and every soul is accountable to a judge whose verdict is absolute and final. It is the assurance that the pain caused is not the end of the story, but merely the opening chapter of the aggressor's inevitable spiritual correction, a process that is both precise and entirely self-inflicted.
The true power and liberation for the one who has endured suffering lies not in seeking or even wishing for the aggressor's downfall, but in the profound wisdom of releasing the need for personal retribution and trusting the unseen law to execute its mandate. The greatest revenge is simply living a life of peace and integrity, refusing to allow the pain inflicted by others to corrupt one's own soul or trajectory. When you are confronted with injustice, the natural human urge is to strike back, to demand immediate satisfaction, to ensure that the aggressor pays a price commensurate with the damage they have wrought. Yet succumbing to this urge is to step outside the protective orbit of cosmic justice and take the matter into your own, often flawed hands. The path to authentic freedom is the path of surrender. Not surrender to the injustice itself, but surrender to the higher power that governs all things. When the burden of vengeance is laid down, you allow the universe to work on your behalf, and its work is always superior to any human attempt at retaliation. By focusing on your own healing, on reinforcing your inner strength, and on rebuilding the goodness within your life, you establish an energetic boundary that the aggressor's negative actions can no longer penetrate. You become an impenetrable fortress of peace. The pain you experience, the tears, the feeling of betrayal, the loss, is not meaningless. It is a catalyst for extraordinary spiritual growth, a refining fire that, while difficult, ultimately elevates your consciousness. It is a moment to recognize the profound truth that your peace and happiness are not dependent on the actions or repentance of others, but are entirely within your own sovereign control. In the face of malice, your calm, dignified response becomes a powerful, silent testimony to the effectiveness of the cosmic law. The aggressor is, in a profound and pathetic sense, already being punished by their own corrupted state of being. Their restlessness, their inability to find genuine joy, and the gnawing anxiety that prevents true rest are the first subtle manifestations of the law's action. They will constantly seek temporary distractions, attempts to medicate their internal discomfort with transient pleasures, excessive acquisition, reckless behavior, or ceaseless chasing of external validation, but none of these fleeting highs can silence the persistent echo of their past deeds. The peace they shattered in others is the peace they can no longer find for themselves. They can travel the world, accumulate vast fortunes, or surround themselves with adulation, but the sense of emptiness will travel with them, an unwanted, inescapable companion. Therefore, the most powerful and liberating action is to look up, acknowledge the universal order, and entrust the final judgment to the divine source. Say to yourself, I will not seek vengeance. I will not allow their darkness to infect my light. I place this matter in the hands of the Lord, who sees everything. And then simply step back and witness the elegant, inevitable workings of the cosmic decree. The universe's justice does not require your involvement, your shouting, or your anger. It demands only your stillness and your faith. The losses and suffering the aggressor eventually faces are not cruel. They're simply the necessary components of the universe's attempt to restore balance and to teach an indelible lesson. They're not merely unfortunate events, but direct consequences, a spiritual check being cashed by the system of karma. The aggressor's punishment, the unraveling of their carefully constructed reality, will happen not through random chance, but through the precise, devastating, and entirely self-created mechanism of their own actions returning home. The person who sows cruelty will harvest a life where kindness is a rare commodity, and the person who destroys trust
will be constantly undermined by betrayal. It is the perfect, poetic, and irrefutable justice that only the cosmos can deliver. Thank you for taking the time to contemplate this profound truth. We sincerely hope this discussion has brought a sense of perspective and inner calm regarding life's inevitable challenges. If these insights resonate with you, please consider subscribing to the Our Spiritual Vibes channel to continue exploring the unseen laws that govern our existence and find further guidance on your journey toward peace. May you find strength in the certainty that all is seen and all will be justly balanced.